Good afternoon, everyone. If there is any teacher in the participants, you may please raise your hand so that we can promote you as a panelist. Ma'am, shall we start or shall we wait for some more time?
I think we must wait for 5-10 minutes.
जितनी सीआर ग्रुप में एक बार मैसेज डाल दिया मैंने।
Okay,
Just wait for 5 minutes.
let's wait for 5 minutes, then they will join. Our Pita is on the other side.
Yeah.
If there is any teacher in attendees, please raise your hand. We'll promote you as a panelist. Shant, I'm promoting you as a panelist. Dr. G. Krishna Kumar, I'm promoting you as a panelist. Radha ma'am, shall we start?
हाँ जी शुरू कर लेते हैं दीप्ति फिर
Okay,
5
ma'am.
मिनट
Yeah, sure.
Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you to the online GE5 orientation program, which is conducted by IQAC, Sri Venkateshwara College. And to start the session, I would like to invite the Criteria 1 coordinator, Dr. Deepti Jain, for the opening remarks.
A very good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of IQAC Criteria 1, I extend a very warm welcome to all the third-year students and all the teachers present in the meeting. This orientation program is to help students make a wise decision about their GE courses. Unlike third and fourth semester, students in fifth semester, both GE and DSC are compulsory paper. You have to choose one DSC offered by your parent department, and you have to choose one GE paper offered by your non-parent department. For honors courses, it is very clear they have one core discipline, so DSC of that core discipline, and GE of some other discipline other than your core discipline. When it comes to program students, BA program students, be very careful. You have two core disciplines. You have to choose GE paper offered by a department other than these two core disciplines. In first 4 semesters, you were doing GE languages, but now open pool is there for you. Any GE paper offered by the two core other than the two core disciplines, you can choose. Now coming to DSC paper, you have two core disciplines. You can do DSC paper offered by any of these two departments. And keep in mind that if you are going for the 4th year of BA program, in the 4th year, you will be studying only one discipline out of the two core disciplines. And that will be your major discipline. Okay. Suppose you are enrolled into history plus pol science combination. Okay, and you want to make history your major discipline. Then in the 4th year, you will study all the papers of history only. Now, pol science आपका automatically minor नहीं बन जाएगा. To make pol science a minor discipline, you have to do at least one DSC paper of pol science, either in 5th semester or in 6th semester. तो आप अपने DSC पेपर carefully choose कीजिएगा. 5th 6th semester में एक सेमेस्टर में आप वो चूज करेंगे जिसे आप माइनर बनाना चाहते हैं, और दूसरे में आपकी चॉइस है माइनर वाला या मेजर वाला, कुछ भी पढ़ सकते हैं. ऑलराइट, ये डीएससी पेपर माइनर डिसिप्लिन का करने का आपको 3rd ईयर के बाद मौका नहीं मिलेगा. सो आइदर इन 5th और इन 6th सेमेस्टर यू चूज अ डीएससी पेपर in a discipline in which you want to do your minor. Alright. Same with life sciences student, DSC, you have 3 core disciplines, zoology, botany, and chemistry. You have to choose DSC from one of the 3 disciplines. Again, you have to do DSC of the discipline which you want to make your major. Okay, to talk more about for BCom program students, it is very simple. They will do DSC offered by the Commerce Department. So to talk in detail about GE courses, and in detail, we have our GE coordinator, Dr. Shada, Professor Shada Pasicha with us. Ma'am, we welcome you.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Deepti. Good afternoon, all. Dear students, we have actually prepared detailed instructions for you, and these instructions have been uploaded on your ERP portal. So if you see, when you open your ERP portal, you will see a button which clearly says instructions for filling the GE DSC form. So my request to all of you is that please go through those instructions very, very carefully before you start filling the form. Most of your queries and doubts will be clarified when you go through those instructions. Deepti has briefed you, but whatever little more I can add, I will try to add. The other thing is, please check the eligibility and the prerequisites. There are papers which have eligibility and there are papers which have prerequisites. So please do not choose papers if you do not qualify those, because you will not get your first choice then and you will automatically be shifted to your second choice. The third thing is I have been writing on the CR group and also circulating to all the CRs that the last date for application is the 5th of August. The last date is not going to be extended, beta. We will close the form on 5th of August. And those of you who are interested in sitting in the GE or DSC classes, please make sure that you fill the form by 5th of August, because the teachers will only allow students whose names are officially given by the college to sit in their class. Another very important thing, this time we are going to map your examination form with the options of GE and DSC that you have chosen. Last very, very mindful of all this. Then course-wise, I will try to tell you the main points for filling the GE DSC form. For the honor students, your job is very, very simple. You have to take one GE and that GE should not be from your parent department, you all know. Okay, the second thing is you have to take a compulsory DSE paper and DSC parent. Beta, please do not choose DSC non-parent in place of GE here, because all the DSC classes are being held in the same slot. So in case you choose DSC non-parent, you will not be able to attend your DSC parent classes. So please choose only GE, do not choose DSC non-parent, and then choose one DSC from your parent department. For bioscience students, very, very important, you can only choose DSC offered by the biosciences. Please do not choose DSCs offered by Botany, Zoology, Biochemistry, and other departments. Okay. Going on to BA program then. Program students, beta, you have 2 core papers. In the 5th semester, by the time you come to 5th semester, you have done 4 language courses. So in the 5th semester, you have to take GE from the open pool, number 1. Second, you have to take a DSC paper, and that DSC paper should be from the department offering one of your core papers. One or the other, depending upon which discipline you want to become, for you to become major. Okay, and so as Deepti ma'am said, your choice of DSCs in semester 5 and 6 will decide whether you get only a major or you get a major and minor. Okay, so please be very, very mindful of that. That is again for DSC non-parent, please do not choose that. That is for all the 5th semester students. Please choose only one GE and one DSC parent. Okay, then going to BCom program. Beta, the only addition that I have to the instruction that I've already shared is that you have to take DSC from the commerce department only. You can't take any other DSC. Of course, besides that, you have to take GE from the open pool, as I have told already for the other 5th semester students. Then going on to the life science students is a very crucial time for you, beta. Okay, students who have not already taken one DSE in either the 3rd or the 4th semester, you have lost the chance to make a major. So if you have done only GE in semesters 3rd and 4th, you will not get a major degree. But don't lose heart. If you go on to the 4th semester, you certainly get an honors degree. Okay, if you finish your 4th year, you will get an honors in life sciences. Okay, those of you who have chosen DSC either in the 3rd or the 4th semester, you can, get a major, do a DSC in the discipline, maybe botany, zoology, or chemistry, whichever you like more. Choose the DSC from that discipline, which will help you get a major degree. Now, if a life science student is interested in also getting a minor degree, then one DSC from the minor discipline should also be done in the third year. That means please plan accordingly. You can do DSC from major discipline in 5th semester and minor discipline in the 6th semester, or vice versa. So if you're looking for both major and minor, you must do both DSC semester 5 and 6. If you're only looking for major, you can do DSC either in the 5th semester or in the 6th semester. Okay? Now, I think that is all from my side. If there are any queries, I'll be happy to answer.
If
Over
there
to
are
you.
any queries, you may write it in the chat box. Thank you, Sharda.
There is a query. Students are saying that they are doing GE physical education. GE physical education since semester 1. In semester 4, they studied yoga and stress management. In semester 5, again, the same paper is reflecting in the list.
Okay.
Can they study the same paper in 5th
I
semester?
have been writing, there have been emails to me also. Better please understand the importance of a minor degree. The minor degree is important only if you are thinking of doing a master's in the minor discipline. If you are not thinking of doing master's in physical education, don't bother. Minor degree in physical education will not help you in that case. Okay. And of course, please understand, you have to do 7 different papers of a discipline to get a minor degree. Okay. I hope it helps.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Sharda, ma'am. Thank you, Deepti, ma'am. So with those opening remarks, I think we can start with the presentations by the departments. The first department that is going to present is the Biochemistry department. Dr. Sarika Yadav from Biochemistry department is here for the presentation. So ma'am, please.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Sunil. I will just start sharing my slides. Where has it gone? Just a minute. Okay, can you just meanwhile start with the botany department? I think there is some issue.
Okay. So from Botany department, we have Dr. Pamil Dayal. So ma'am, can you share the screen?
Yes, I can. Thank you, Dr. Sunita.
आप सिद्धार्थ को बुलाना सर.
I hope my screen is now visible.
अमिल, आपकी आवाज बहुत लो आ रही है.
The screen is visible.
Ma'am, is the voice okay now?
Slightly better. थोड़ा सा और.
Okay. I'll try to speak a little louder. I don't know what is there in the
Now it is
settings.
fine.
Now it is better.
Now it is fine.
Okay. So a very good afternoon to one and all present over here. I'm Dr. Pamil, representative from Department of Botany for this GE paper, Genetic Engineering, Technologies and its Application. So students, you must have heard about genetic engineering or recombinant DNA technology because these are pretty fascinating in the world of science. This genetic engineering is important in modification of DNA of the organisms, genes to produce a desired trait. So basically the manipulation of organisms' genome is being learned in the paper. The purpose with this genetic engineering involves using various biotechnological tools such as PCR cloning, and recently CRISPR-Cas9 has been added to the list for modifications of the DNA. The purpose of genetic engineering is to improve the traits such as increasing crop yield, developing new medicines, creating genetically modified organisms, creating stress-tolerant plants against biotic and abiotic stresses. This all is for the betterment of mankind. Genetic engineering has a significant impact on our daily lives, shaping everything from the food we eat to the medical treatments we get. Practical applications of GE in our daily lives are in the form of various fields, which includes agriculture field for genetically modified or GMO crops, such as we have seedless papaya, long-lasting cucumbers, we have tearless onions, purple cauliflowers, and many more are there in the list. In the fields of medicine also, like for gene therapy and genetic testing, genetic engineering is being practiced. Even in environmental sciences like phytoremediation, biotechnology, and genetic engineering is very crucial. So this paper has 4 credits with 2 lectures and 2 practical classes. The eligibility criteria is that any student who has science in their 12th can pursue the course. After learning the paper, students can illustrate the use of modern techniques for the manipulation of DNA sequences. They are able to understand various methods and the applications of RDT technology for generation of commercial biotechnological products. They will gain knowledge about commercial application of genetic engineering and the technology. They will be able to understand and comprehend about biosafety and ethical concerns which are associated with the use of this technology. Students will be trained to strategize their research topics, employing various tools and techniques used in this entire paper for their 4th year dissertation as well as for their master courses. After learning the entire paper, students can go in various fields. They can make up their career to become a genetic engineer, research scientist. They can even go in academia and teaching. They can work in medical and pharmaceutical industries, research departments, agricultural sectors, and engineering firms, chemical companies. They can also practice in both private and public sectors. And recently, patent affairs, laws, and intellectual property rights, including the regulatory affairs and forensic science services, can also be practiced by the students after learning the course. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. May I request the teachers to please drop their email IDs or contact details in the chat box so that if any student wants to inquire about any course further, they can approach you. Thank you. Sarika ma'am, can you?
Yeah, I will share. Can you all see the slides? Can somebody confirm, please?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Okay,
The slide.
okay, yeah. So I'm really sorry for that glitch because I'm using somebody else's desktop, so there was a problem.
No
But anyway, so good morning, everyone, the colleagues and the students. So I'm Dr. Sarika Yadav. So I'm the representative of Department of Biochemistry. The department is offering intermediary metabolism paper as the generic elective paper, and this, of course, this orientation is for semester 5. So this is for semester 5 only. And like Sharda ma'am has already explained, that the students can take, they have to take G as well as DSC for this semester. So the first thing is why this paper. So we all know that us, the human being, and all the multicellular organisms and the unicellular organisms also, we are the living system because there are so many biochemical reactions that are going on in our body. And this diagram, which is on the left side, is actually quite intimidating, but this is what is happening in one cell of our body, right? And these are actually the collective reactions that are happening that makes us alive. And these are actually making up different metabolic pathways, right? And these metabolic pathways are actually these coordinated chemical reactions, which actually are used by our system to generate electric energy and also to convert the nutrients that we have in our diet into the usable substances, and also all the byproducts that we produce, by our different processes, that also has to be degraded. So in this paper, the aim of this paper is to help every student understand about their body mechanism, their own metabolic pathways, right? And these metabolic pathways can be synthesizing, as I said, the body synthesizes certain molecules and it degrades certain molecules. So it could be anabolic and catabolic pathways. So with this background information, we come to the objective of this paper. The objective of this paper is to help every student, right, to get familiarized with all the metabolic pathways that are happening in our body, the collection of the biochemical reactions that are happening in our body. And don't worry, that diagram, that figure had been quite intimidating, but the paper has been made quite simple so that any student having biology background can understand this. The second objective is that the student should be able to understand how our system actually synthesizes the energy and utilizes the metabolic energy, ATP, in our body. And the third one is how these metabolic reactions are integrated. Now, this paper has 4 credits, 2 credits for the theory classes, and the remaining 2 for the practicals. And the eligibility criteria for this paper is that you must have had science in the 12th standard, right? And also there's a prerequisite that you should have some background of the biology and biology related papers. Now this, as the syllabus comes, so this paper is made up of, it comprises of 4 units. And like I said, our body, the metabolism actually deals with either the formation of the biomolecules or the breakdown of the biomolecules by certain reactions. There are 4 major biomolecules: carbohydrate, lipids, proteins, and the nucleotides. And they're all covered in different units. So very first unit, which is carbohydrate metabolism, which is going to be dealing with the synthesis and breakdown of all the sugar-related biomolecules, which includes the glycolysis pathway, TCA pathway, glycogen breakdown, and pentose phosphate pathway. The second unit is going to be dealing with the lipid metabolism, which mainly is going to include the ketone bodies and beta oxidation of the fatty acids. Then you have the third unit, which is going to be talking about the protein metabolism. Proteins are polymers made up of amino acids. So here we are going to be talking about the biosynthesis and the degradation of the nucleotides, so that you can understand when you eat the proteins in your diet, what exactly is happening in your inside your body. And the last very important unit is going to be the integration of all the pathways that we do in the first 3 units, and also their connection with the hormone system, endocrine system, because every regulation is mediated by the hormones, different hormones that are secreted in the body, right? And it also has, like I said, practical components. And if you see the practical components, we are going to be estimating different metabolites like glucose, triacylglycerols, urea, uric acid, cholesterol in the biological sample, which means either blood, serum, urine samples, or the plasma samples. Students can use their own sample to see their metabolic status, what is the level of these macromolecules, and by assessing these concentration of these biomolecules, you can also have an idea about your clinical status, the body's clinical status. So this is going to be very interesting. Most of these biomolecules are estimated whenever you go for any blood test in the path lab. So you can actually find out the concentration of these biometabolites and check your, like I said, clinical status, and analyze things, right? How these, the diet that you have, how is it connected to our well-being? After completing this course, we expect the student would be having a very sound understanding about the fuel metabolism, the ATP biosynthesis, all the catabolic and anabolic pathways, and also their interrelation, the integration of these metabolic pathways, and also how these different major organs, right, brain, liver, and all other major organs, how they are, what is their role in the metabolism, how they are connected, how the reactions happening in one organ is connected with the rest of the organs in the body, and how our system is so coordinated. And the very last thing is, you can also, the students will understand their metabolic needs, right? They would know about their clinical conditions, and based on that, they can make a better dietary choice for their better health, right? So with this, I will end my presentation, and this is my email ID, right? You can contact me anytime, or you can directly come to the department in case of any specific query. And thank you very much to all of you, and I hope to see you all in good number in the class.
Thank you, ma'am. The next department that we have is chemistry department. Dr. Chandrasekhar is there from Biochemistry department. Sir, can you please confirm you are there from Chemistry department? Who is going to present?
Ma'am, I am not presenting, ma'am.
Ma'am, this is Meena, Dr. Meena. Yes.
Okay, okay. Dr. Meena Bisht is going to present for the Chemistry
Yes, sir.
department. Yes, please, ma'am.
Just, ma'am, wait a minute. Is it visual, ma'am? Ma'am?
Yes, but your presentation is not visible. I think your laptop screen is visible.
But in my screen, ma'am, it is showing full screen.
No, the presentation is not visible to me. Just try once again.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, now can you please see?
Yes, yes. Now the presentation is visible. Yeah.
So, good afternoon, everyone. I am Dr. Meena from Department of Chemistry. And so, we Department of Chemistry is offering this conductance and electrochemistry as GE5 paper. And as we all know that conductance and electrochemistry are a very important part of our day-to-day life. So we choose this syllabus for our for this semester. And this in this semester course, we can see it is 4 credit course. Two credit are from theory and two are from practical. So total, this is 4 credit course. And this course is having just little bit syllabus. It is having just 2 units. In unit 1 we are dealing with conductance, and in unit 2 we'll study about the electrochemistry. Since these two topics are very common in chemistry and they are very easy, so and we are these students are reading about these conductance electrochemistry from their 12th class. So I think this is the most easy subject for them. And in unit 1 we will deal with conductance, and first we will deal with basic of conductance, and then we will slightly move.
Sorry, Dr. Meena, sorry to interrupt. I think your slides are not moving. Are you on the first slide yet, or you have moved to the second?
No, ma'am, I'm moving.
We are able to see only the first introductory slide.
But in my slide, it is showing ma'am moving.
Now it has moved to the second slide. Now it is moving. Yeah.
So this course is having 4 credit course. 2 credits are from theory and 2 credits are from practical. You will have 2 theory classes in 1 week and 1 practical class in a week. And their syllabus is very concise, and there are only 2 units. In unit 1, you will read about the conductance, and in unit 2, you will have some knowledge of electrochemistry and their applications. So, and practicals are also very easy. We have 3 practicals from conductance and 3 practicals from potentiometry. In potentiometry, you will have just titrations, potentiometry titrations, and I think most of the students have already covered this type of titration in their 12th class also, and in their graduation first and second year also. So in conductance also, we have just 3 experiments, and then after finishing this course, you will be able to measure the conductance, and then you can apply the conductance on various solvent system. Then you will have some knowledge of different types of galvanic cells, and you will have some principle of electrochemical cells. Then you can also measure the EMF of and its application. Then you can also by using these syllabus, you will be able to calculate the thermodynamic properties of and other parameters from EMF measurements. And after learning this course, you will have broad knowledge of career options. You can go in various fields, whether you are doing MSc or you can go for further research. And in all biomedical sciences and chemistry subject and engineering subject, you will have, you can utilize this subject. Conductance and electrochemistry, you can use there. So if you have any queries, please write us on chemistry@svc.ac.in or meena@svc.ac.in. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Meena. Next we have is the Commerce Department. Dr. Arpita Kaul is going to present for Commerce Department. Ma'am. The screen is visible.
Yeah, okay, all right. Very good afternoon to everyone. So the Department of Commerce is offering Fundamentals of Human Resource Management as the GE for 5th semester. The first slide that I have for you is filled with the headlines that we have been seeing in the newspapers or even online newspapers for the past 1 month, which will actually show you the importance of human resource management. Even today's newspaper headlines talks about introduction of electronic human resource management by the Union Minister, Dr. Jitendra Singh. So there are various concepts that we are going to study in human resource management. Specifically, if you are thinking about working in multinationals or even government organizations, or specifically for the managerial positions, I think this is the course for you. Since human resource is one asset that every organization uses, and how any organization which is producing any product is making use of people and how do you manage your people is what we are going to study during the entire course of the semester. I have many other headlines for you, like Air India introducing voluntary retirement schemes and empowering of women leaders and so on. These are all applications of the subject, that is human resource management. In our syllabus, this is basically a 3-lecture course. There is one tutorial that we are going to have. And as far as the eligibility is concerned, it is only pass in class 12. There was one of the query that I received on the CR's group saying that whether it is pass in class 12th in commerce or any, it's any. I mean, so it's not that specifically you have to do commerce for this. So the course is open to each one of you. And the syllabus is basically divided into 5 units. The first unit is going to be about introduction of human resource management, where we are going to understand what do you mean by human resource management. What are the various challenges that organizations are facing nowadays? For instance, some of the keywords that you will hear nowadays are diversity, equity, inclusion, where you have candidates from various castes and various religions. How do you ensure that you give them equal opportunity? Organizations like Infosys, Wipro, Tata, everyone has been doing many, activities and many programs they have, which we will be doing in our projects, in our continuous assessments, through the websites and through various interviews that you as students will be conducting and learning what is actually happening in the real world, what is actually happening in the real organizations. Beyond that, we are going to talk about the various functions of human resource management. That starts with Unit 2, which includes things like human resource planning. How many people do you need? What kind of people do you need in your organization? And how do you recruit them? That is, how do you hire people? What are the various methods of recruitment? That's like internal recruitment. Do you promote people from within? Or do you hire people from campus placements? Or many other methods that we are going to discuss. What are the advantages of these methods, etc. Then we are going to speak about the selection procedures. We're going to make use of role plays and case studies through which you will also be prepared about how is it that you should fare in any interview, how an interview is conducted, how you are judged in an interview, what is it that you should open your interview, what are the lines that you should open your interview with, and how do you actually get the job of your choice. The third unit talks about the employee training and development. What are the various methods of employee training and development? With the artificial intelligence, there are many new methods like programmed instructions, computer-based trainings that are being used by various organizations, sensitivity analysis, etc. There are again going to be role plays, presentations in each one of them. The fourth unit talks about the performance appraisal and employee compensation. You can just see the picture that I have at the top is actually a picture of a salary slip, which speaks about what are the various allowances that employees get, like HRA, that they get house rent allowance, the transport allowance, the leave travel concessions, etc. How these things motivate people, why people join a particular organization, why is Google considered one of the best employers, and so on. So these are the various methods which will help you to understand if you are planning to start a startup, then how do you attract human resource? How do you motivate your employees? That's the concept that we are going to learn in Unit 4. And the Unit 5 is going to be about employee maintenance and various issues in human resource management. Quite recently, the issues are relating to the fact that employers prefer that the laptops that employees are using are the laptops which are actually, firewalled, in the sense you cannot open Facebook, Instagram, etc. on the organizational laptops. Even if you carry these laptops back home, there are many websites which are not, you don't have access to them. So these are just concepts. There's a flip side to this, whereby people say that we should be given certain freedom and so on. So we are going to talk about all the aspects. We're going to learn about various companies. I've named a few, Wipro, etc. And we're going to conduct interviews. This is how it's going to be a very, very practical subject. And I think it's really going to help you in the future. So in case you decide to join, I will be there to welcome you in my class on 6th of August at 1:05 p.m. That is in room number 322. So, and if you're interested, you can join this group, the WhatsApp group. I shall post it in the chat also. I think that's it from my side. Thank you so much, Sunita.
Thank you, ma'am. Next is the Department of Economics. I think Dr. Abhishek is there from Department of Economics.
Sorry, ma'am, this is Moshmi Mohanty from Economics Department.
Yeah.
I'll be presenting along with my colleague, Mr. Yogesh.
Okay, right, correct.
So I'm sharing my screen right now. I hope it is visible to all.
Yes, the screen is visible.
Very good afternoon to one and all. On behalf of Economics Department, I would like to welcome you all back after the vacations. Now, this time the department is offering two generic electives for semester 5. One is Economics of Education and Development that will be taught by me, and one more is Money and Banking, which will be taught by my colleague, Mr. Yogesh. So at the outside, let me orient you all about the economics of education and development. This subject is very interesting, and it will give you a holistic link between education and economic development. Here you will get to learn about the role of education in policy analysis that is required for economic development, and what are the various agencies which are working in these directions, and how are they actually functioning within an economy. You will also get to learn various theories of human capital and human resource development. Not only this course lays emphasis on understanding the various theoretical aspects and the issues which are related to education, especially in an economy of India. Now, the next slide speaks about what are the major takeaways from this course. Now, at the end of the course, students will be able to develop certain skills that is needed to apply and expand education in highly unequal societies. You will also be able to conduct research and analysis about the role of institutions in the societal development. And you will also gain knowledge about how to evaluate various higher educational policies and calibrate returns to education. Now, all these major takeaways are related to, like sequentially, they're related to the units which are structured in this course. And I hope the subject will be giving you a comprehensive understanding of different policy designs which are needed for economic growth and development. Now, for any queries regarding this subject or any doubts if you have, you can please contact me on the following email address, which I'll also put in the chat box. And this is my WhatsApp number, which is reflecting on the screen. Now, over to you, Yogesh, to orient all the students regarding the GE, Money and Bank.
Thank you, Mosmi.
Yeah, I have stopped sharing.
I will be sharing my screen.
Yeah.
Hello, good afternoon to all. I will be discussing about my paper that money and banking that the economics department will be offering to those specifically those who have missed in the previous semester, third semester. They can join this in semester 5 as a G, and this is a great opportunity for them. So, what is that money and banking included that I will going to discuss. So basically, money in banking will be discussing about the what are the types or different forms of money, and there is unit on functions of the money. What are the major functions of the money, and that how is it being circulated in the economy? There is a different circulation channels in the economy that is being discussed, and the functions of the central bank. How central bank basically RBI discusses or maintains the money supply in the economy, how it determines, and the role of the commercial banks along with that is being discussed in this money and banking paper. And what are the major takeaways from these papers will be like the students will get to know what are the measurement methods or the tools we use to measure money supply, and the various methodologies that we RBI basically uses to control the money supply in the economy, money supply determination. What are the tools that we have, like quantitative and qualitative variables we have to control money supply, and the functions and the working of efficient financial market that we will discussing in the syllabus in the course, and the monetary management, that how RBI controls the money supply in the economy. So this we will be getting to know, and these are my details that is being shared shown on the screen. And my email address is Yogesh Malhotra at the rate spc.ac.in, and the contact number is there, and I will post it in the chat box also. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Before we move ahead, if there is any teacher in the participants, you may please raise your hand so that we can promote you as a panelist. So moving ahead, we have the Department of English. May I know who is representing?
Yeah, I'm here from the Department of English.
Yeah.
I'll share my screen. Yeah, can you see it?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay, so the paper that the Department of English is offering for G5 is called Genre Fiction. Just to quickly give the students an overview of why it is. Oh, wait a second, it's not. Yeah, the reason it is called, to quickly give the students a glimpse of why it's called genre fiction, is because uh, it is it refers to text which can be categorized under specific genres such as uh, detective novel or romantic novel. So instead of literary fiction, I mean, it's fiction. It's not, we're not talking about non-fiction, but in other novels which can broadly go into a lot of other domains and are mostly character driven. Uh, Genre fiction is mostly deals with uh, novels which are not as such character driven, but are rather plot driven or story driven, which is why they are most of the texts which we also have in this paper are from the category of detective fiction or mystery novels. So while literary fiction tells you a story using complex characters, scenes, and literary devices, genre fiction tells you a story using tropes and plot devices, which can be used in similarly. For example, in a detective fiction, you can also have a theme of who done it, basically who has done the murder. So it's called who done it, to see where a murder is disclosed to you at the beginning of the novel, and then you have to go through the novel to figure out who has actually done the murder, basically who the murderer is. The units, so the credit distribution is simple. It's 3 lectures plus 1 tutorial, and there is no prerequisite as such. Everyone who's enrolled can opt for this paper. The learning objectives are to understand how the evolving genre of fiction engages with contemporary social and cultural realities. Because a lot of times people think that when you're talking about detective fiction, when you talk about Arthur Conan Doyle, or you are only talking about a mystery novel, but they also tend to, these kind of novels also, or short stories also, tend to deal with a lot of contemporary social issues. So we'll also be looking into those forays and areas as well. Students will gain knowledge of the aspects of fictionality while engaging with popular culture. By studying this course, students will also be able to efficiently undertake textual analysis within the specific rubric of genre fiction. There are 3 units spread across 14 to 15 weeks, 1 hour dedicated to each unit per week. The first is called The Cynophore by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the famous writer who has written Sherlock Holmes. The Cynophore is a very amazing uh, uh, a short story by Arthur Conan Doyle, which also has Sherlock Holmes and Watson as the central characters. So you'll get to see. I mean, of course, you'll have to read the novel to see where it goes. Then you also have Unit 2, Level Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. This one is unlike the other novels and short stories in this paper. This one is not really detective fiction. This is more on the lines of romance, but romance which is set up in dystopian fiction. So this is still genre fiction because it's not like literary fiction. It's still specifically categorized under dystopian fiction, but under dystopian fiction also there is a romantic angle which is involved. Then in Unit 3 you have House of Fear by Ibn Safi and Crimson City by Madhulika Little. House of Fear is a novel in Urdu actually. It's called Khaufnak Imarat, and it's about 3 brutal murders which happen in the building and then eventually explode by the detective. So this, and then Crimson City by Madhulika Lil is a novel, is a recent novel, not recent as in very recent, but it's set up. This one's going to be more interesting because this is set up in 1657. So in Crimson City, you don't have the kind of, for the detective, you don't have the kind of technology that the detectives of today's day and age, detectives of today's day and age use. So this one's going to be even more interesting. Through this paper, students will be able to, a lot of students do enjoy watching movies and TV shows which deal with thriller genre these days on Netflix and Hotstar. And so this paper will be very interesting for them to actually go into the details which go into the making of these shows also. Because when you read the text, there are more details and nuances to be read. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll also write the details of. You can contact our teacher in charge, Professor Ratnaraman. I'll also write down her email in the chat box. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have the electronics department. Dr. Hina Yadav is going to present from electronics department.
Yes, ma'am. I'll just share my screen.
The screen is visible.
Yeah. A very good afternoon to all of you present. I, Dr. Hina Yadav, from Department of Electronics. I am presenting the journal elective subject for semester 5, Computer Networks. So for this academic 5th semester, the computer networks is, as the name suggests, general elective. It's a common subject. Right now we are having an online Zoom meeting. How this meeting has been set up, what are the concepts which govern these areas? We'll be studying about the basics of internet and how all the internet has been, infrastructure has been developed about the computers and its hardware. So common use cases, you all as students are surrounded by every facility that is governed by internet. We can say sitting at a cafe using a Wi-Fi, or having a official meeting like we are having right now, using your OK Google and Siri, all voice assistants, and at home, Alexa, online meetings, and also the mobile calling. That is all enabled through internet and some standard protocols. So this subject, basically networking means talking through computer and communicating and sharing information between two devices. So all the concepts or the technical aspects of this, like how there is a local area network, wide area network, metropolitan area networks, so how they are built. So it is a very important subject, as it is the demand and need of for the students to know. In even if you are working in biology or chemistry or in any field, but the use of computer is everywhere. Without internet, there is nothing which can be accessed or used. So the essential need of how this internet works, how we can secure our data from different cyber crimes, all that can be studied under this subject. So this is basically for general awareness for the students who will be working in their respective areas, and they'll be protecting their data from any of the internet threats by knowing the basic technical things about internet infrastructure. So scope of this course, as I suggested, it is the fundamental understanding of today's computers and networks. When I talk about computer, it is any device, any computing device, whether your mobile phones, your gadgets, your laptops, or even TVs are considered as computers only. So its impact on the architecture and on the common life. So how these data has been sent, the learning outcomes for the subject will be describing computer network in layered model, or the different protocols associated with this. How Bluetooth works is a very important thing. We use in Bluetooth now and then, but how actually Bluetooth works is will give this subject will give you the basics of the know-how of what is Bluetooth. Then what are other standard protocols for the internet, for the communication between any devices. And the future can be for for internet of things or anything related to networks or communications the students want to pursue. This subject will act as a foundation course for those students. So the course has the 4-credit course. The first unit regarding with the network basics and the physical layer. Then it goes to the data link layer and the addresses and what are the access protocols. After third unit caters with the network layer of actually with the internet address, LAN, MAN, WAN addressing. Fourth layer is the final transport and application layer. The practicals also include real-time analysis of the students will be having a hands-on experience to build a network of their own. They will get an hands-on experience through the simulation softwares for to get the real feel of the subject, not only theoretically, but through experiment and simulations also. So I hope students will be willing to join this subject. So for that, we'll be having a classes from Tuesday in room number 251, second floor science block. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Hina. Next, we have Department of Hindi. May I know who is representing the Department of Hindi? Okay, I think I can't see now from anyone from the Department of Hindi. Let's move to the Department of History. Dr. Sunita Sakia or Dr. Cheng, who is going to present the Department of History?
Sunita will go first.
Okay. She here. Yeah, Sunita is here. Dr. Sunita Sakia, can you please share the screen? I think there is some issue maybe at her end. Dr. Cheng, can we move to the next department, or you can present your...
No, I can present. Let me just share my screen.
Okay. Maybe you just ask her if she is having some issue at her end.
Yeah, let me try. Okay, my screen is visible, right?
The screen is visible.
Okay. Okay, so can I just go on?
Yeah, please. Please.
Okay, so this is the, we are offering 2 GE paper. One is issues in 20th century. It will be, Sunita Saikia will be teaching that paper. And the second paper is Women in Indian History. And my name is Dr. Ningwan Ching, and I'll be teaching this paper. First, let me begin by talking about why this paper is important. Before I move on to what it is about, and before I discuss the syllabus in brief, right? So this paper is in a way a thematic course on gender, although it has a much larger scope. It is designed not just to sensitize students to contemporary concerns on the women question, but it is also designed to equip students with the theoretical foundations on gender theory so that they can formulate as well as ask relevant questions to the sources that they will come across as history students, right? Or it will be very important in helping them develop, some of the graduate attributes that we expect from our undergraduates once they have the degree. So one such, I'll talk about 2 graduate attributes that this course will help students in developing. One is sensitivity to gender and social inequalities, as well as acquaintance with the historical trajectories of these social issues, how these issues have evolved through time. And second, the second graduate attribute that students will develop if they choose this course would be they will have a greater respect for basic human values and ideals of equality, freedom, respect for diversity, and other constitutional values. So this is one of the main reasons why this paper is very, very important. Now let me move on to what the paper is about. To put it simply, it is a historical analysis of women's lived experiences of the past in India from ancient times through to the modern times. So in brief, this is all about the paper. We will be studying the lived experiences of women, how women experience the past in ancient times, medieval times, as well as in the modern times. And we have several objectives when it comes to this course. Objectives of the course would be an interdisciplinary study of issues concerning women at specific historical moments. That is one objective. Another would be it will familiarize students with the theories on the study of women issues like gender, patriarchy, feminism, etc. Another objective is to reflect on the specificity of women's issues in different times and contexts. That means we will be focusing on the temporal as well as the contextual specificity of women's issues, how these women issues arise, how they are dealt with at different points of time in different contexts. And the last objective would be to trace the deeper continuities of women's lived experiences as well as the concerned women's issues in ancient, medieval, as well as modern India. Now, moving on quickly to the 4 units about this course. Unit 1, it aims to help students understand theories and concepts. So it will be a study on theories. Then moving on to Unit 2, it will focus on women in ancient India. So we will look at the historiographical trends in ancient India that includes women as a subject of study. Then we will move on to explore women's voices in ancient India at specific spaces. Unit 2 of the course will be on women in medieval India. So in this unit 3, in this unit, we will be studying women through the changing gender relations, both in the domestic as well as the public spaces in medieval India. We will specifically focus on the link between women, power, and politics. And we will be discussing this through case studies of exceptional women in medieval India. That is Unit 3. And moving on to Unit 4, we will be looking at women's issues in colonial India. We will look at the debate on education. We will analyze their role and contribution in the freedom movement. And we will also focus especially on the experiences of women in India during partition. And this will be taught through movie screening, right? Through the movie Pinjar. And this is especially a very interesting unit from past experiences. Now, a little bit on the learning outcomes. One is, once students successfully complete this course, they'll be able to have a basic outline of gender as a concept. Second, they will be able to provide an elementary outline of patriarchy as a historically constituted system of power. And then third, they will be able to explore women's experiences within specific contexts and at specific historical moments. That means they will be able to identify the specificity, right, of women's experiences from ancient to the modern times. And finally, they will be able to discuss especially the material basis of women's experiences with reference to our discussion on women and work. So this is a very important and interesting GE paper. I hope to see students opting for this paper. And I'll be meeting you, those who are opting for this paper, on Tuesday at 1 p.m., right? I have created a WhatsApp group, so join the group and I'll tell you the timing and everything there, right? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Next, we have mathematics department. I think there are 3 Gs for semester 5 that are being offered by the mathematics department. So we have Professor Swan Singh, Dr. Anuj Kumar, and so Professor Swan Singh, sir, he is.
Sunita. Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible and my screen is visible?
Yes, sir, the screen is visible and you are audible.
Okay. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Professor Swaran Singh, Department of Mathematics, and I'll be teaching one of the G papers offered by Mathematics Department in semester 5, namely the numerical methods. Now, it's a 4-credit course and 3 credits are there for lectures and 1 credit for practicals. As far as the eligibility criteria is concerned, you need to have passed mathematics in class 12th, and there are no prerequisite as such. So even if you have not studied mathematics in your first 4 semester, even then you can opt for it. Now, why this paper is important and for whom this is important, I would like to speak about that. So this paper could be very useful for all the science students, especially physics honors students, chemistry honors students, electronics honors students, statistics honors students, and for humanities, economics students, it could be very useful. And for BCom honors students also, those who are interested in research, it could be useful. Now, why it is useful? Various phenomena, maybe the physical phenomena, biological phenomena, or the chemical phenomena, they end up with differential equations. Even when you do financial modeling, you end up obtaining a differential equation. But the problem with these differential equations is that generally they are non-linear in nature. So you cannot solve these differential equations by the techniques which you have learned till now. So now the option is that you say that there is no solution, but a better option is we look for approximate solutions. So what we are going to learn, the main motive of this course is that we will be learning certain techniques using which you will be able to find numerical solutions. Of course, there will be some errors involved in it, but they will be very close to the actual solutions. So these are the learning outcomes. To acquaint students with various topics in numerical solutions of nonlinear equations in one variable, interpolation and approximation, numerical differentiation and integration, direct and iterative methods for solving linear systems, and then finally as I discussed, numerical solution of ordinary differential equations using the computer algebra system. So here we will be learning the software Mathematica. So as far as syllabus is concerned, it has been divided into 3 units. So unit 1, we will be starting with errors. So as I told you that whenever we find an approximate solution, there will be some errors involved in it. So we will be talking about those. And then we will learn some methods for solving transcendental and polynomial equations. Now till class 12th, you have learned how to solve a quadratic equation. But beyond that, if it is cubic or maybe equation of degree 10 or even higher, equation of degree 100 or involving some logarithmic and trigonometric functions, then there are no general methods available. So in this course, we will learn 4 methods for solving such equations, and we will learn how to find the approximate solutions. Then in unit 2, we will move to linear systems. So systems of the type Ax equal to B. In class 12th, you must have learned certain methods for solving these, but they were all direct methods. And manually, you can solve them only for, say, 3 by 3 or at the most 4 by 4 system. But practically, when engineers, scientists come across a system, they might end up having 100 by 100 system, 1000 by 1000 system. So you cannot solve those systems manually. So here again, we will learn certain iterative techniques where writing a very simple code, we will be able to solve such huge systems, namely Gauss-Seidel method, Gauss-Jacobi methods. We will learn about these techniques. Then another very important concept will be interpolation. Now this will be very useful for all the students, especially economics students and commerce students. So why interpolation is important? Whenever a company wants to offer a new product and they want to price it, so they will study the existing product in the market, and then accordingly they will fix up the price of their components. So this interpolation technique will be very useful in such kind of things. Another instance I can talk about. So in India, the census takes place after every 10 years. So 1911 onwards, we have data after every 10 years. Of course, 2021, it could not be done because of the COVID situation. But if somebody wants to know what was the population in 2015, so then you don't have the available standard data. But then using this technique interpolation, one can find the population of 2015. Of course, it will be an approximate answer, but it will give you a very good approximation. And then finally, in unit 3, we will be talking about numerical differentiation, numerical integration, and then numerical solutions of ordinary differential equations. So these will also be very interesting topics. So like numerical integration, you know how to find area of certain rectangle or circular or square shapes, which are standard in nature. But when you go in practical fields, like some engineer is there and there is a curved area and you want to find area under that curve. So then you do not know the equation of that curve. So if you have some measurements of at some number of points, maybe at the initial point, the last point, and the midpoint, then using the numerical integration technique, you can approximate the area of that figure. And finally, as I told you in the beginning, we will learn certain techniques for solving differential equations, namely the Euler's method and the Runge-Kutta method. Now, whatever methods we will learn, we will also do practicals based on them. And we will be using the computer algebra system Mathematica. Now it will add up to your CV, because these days people are using some computer algebra system like Mathematica, MATLAB, etc. In our college, we'll be using Mathematica, and you will find it very useful. So thank you very much. I hope to see you next week in the class. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Before we move on, I would request the students to please fill the feedback form. Google form link has been just shared in the chat box. You may please fill the feedback form. Students, please. So we have Dr. Anuj Kumar from Mathematics Department presenting the next GE5.
Ma'am, is this visible?
The screen is visible, sir.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Anuj Kumar from Department of Mathematics, and I'm here for a new course, which is Mathematical Python, GE paper semester 5. So the target audience here is the students who have already studied Python programming in some semester or have some basic understanding of things. So I'm going to teach this paper. So there are key learning areas in the subsequent journey of Python. We will be using matplot library, NumPy, SymPy, Pandas, and PyPy. These are the core areas, libraries, and the modules that we will learn during this course of action. Course objectives. Uh, when the problems are associated to mathematics, so modeling plays a very critical role. So to solve the problems, uh, we will just represent them mathematically. We will make a model of them. We will have some constraints. And by using Python, we will be able to solve complex problems in nature. That will take huge time to solve. Other than that, the course objective will be students will be experiencing the utility of open sources uh, whenever numerical computation and symbolic things are required. Now the outcomes of the course. At the end of course, students will be able to drawing shapes and dealing graphics and handling visualization very beautifully. Next will be numerical and symbolic solutions as I discussed previously. So by using mathematical Python, we will be using that. You are seeing that our main thrust is on mathematical problems. And you know that mathematics is essential part of programming. So by using the certain mathematical tools that are very essential in nature in web designing and dealing the big data analysis. So this course is going to be really helpful. Other than that, designing or handling LaTeX documents and incorporating with Python, this course is going to be very useful. Now we are talking about the course structure. It will be a 4 credit course. 3 credits will be for theory. That means 3 hours you have to contribute each week for theory classes. And 1 credit will be for practical. That means 2 hours you have to spend in a lab in a week. And as I said, prerequisite of this course is the essential understanding of Python. So you must be having a functional knowledge of Python. In case you are not having no knowledge of computer science or any programming language, or uh, you don't have that background, this course is not for you. If you are motivated enough, you think you can do well, then in the first or second up to first and second weeks, you have to cover everything which are basics. Then I won't mind to offer this course to you. This is a syllabus, drawing shapes, graphing, and visualization. And we will be handling the diverse shapes using code and turtle. And as I said, matplot library, NumPy, we will be using in that unit primarily. And other than that, in the subsequent course, we will learn numerical and symbolic solutions of mathematical problems by using Python. You can see the syllabus. Again, NumPy we will be using here. And last unit is the document generation with Python and LaTeX. in the students who have been previously enrolled with me, they have learned enough tools. It will give you a mathematical edge, and it will help you document the uh, LaTeX texts and LaTeX documents with the help of Python. Uh, Now we are coming to the practical. So you have to spend around 30 hours to the practical, and we will be installing things, updating, and troubleshooting and revising the codes, and uh, that is all you have to do. You have to develop APIs also, and we will conclude with the assessment. So assessment will be having three components: internal assessment, continuous assessment, and the end sum. As it is having a part of continuous assessment, you have to be regular to the classes. In case you are not there, you will miss it, and it will be marked a 0. So be regular to the classes, and as per the university norms that attendance is required around 67%. So be there in classes. Otherwise, this course is not for you. And in last, the students who have been already enrolled in computer science related courses, this course is ideal for you, and you can hone your programming skills with me in that course. Thank you very much. If you have any queries, I'm here and I'm sharing my details with you. Thank you. Thank you, Sonita ma'am. Thank you, all the teachers and students.
Thank you, sir. There is Dr. Kujur from Department of Mathematics, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir. The screen is visible.
Please.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Nina Namit Kujul from the Department of Mathematics.
Your voice is very low.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, now, yes.
Yes, hello, everybody. I'm Nina Namit Kujul from the Department of Mathematics. So I'll be sharing some relevant information regarding this paper GE5 option 3 offered by the Department of Mathematics. The name of the paper is Elementary Mathematical Analysis. And the prerequisite of this course is it is open for the students who have studied the discipline 5, that is element with the name paper of the name Elements of Real Analysis. And as I taught this paper in the previous semester, so I'm already in touch with the students. I'm already shared some of the things with in the WhatsApp group. So something more I'll be sharing here in detail. So these are the main learning objectives. We'll be studying, first of all, about limits and continuity of real value function, and we'll be focusing on sequential criteria. And then we'll be studying about Riemann integral. We'll understand its concept using Darboux sum on a closed interval AB. And then we'll study about pointwise and uniform convergence of functions and sorry. Sorry. Sorry, I'm really sorry. There's some problem with my throat.
It's okay, sir. If you want to have you can have water.
No, I'll continue. In the third part, I was talking about we're studying about pointwise and uniform convergence of sequences and series of functions. If you remember that students here already studied about sequence of real numbers. So here we'll be studying about sequence of functions and series of functions. What are the learning outcomes? I'm just, because the shortest time, I'll be telling you a bit about the major outcomes. Like we'll be using continuity criterion in various proofs, like for example, in the proof of intermediate value theorem. And we'll study the basic tools for computing integrals in the topic Riemann integration. And like in uniform convergence, we'll apply it in the term of term integration of power series. Now, this is the detailed syllabus. There are basically 3 units. First unit consists of continuous functions. with the subtopics sequential criteria, continuity on intervals, intermediate value theorem, and uniform continuity. The second unit, the Riemann integral, the subtopics would be Riemann integration, integrability criteria, continuous and monotone functions, algebraic properties, fundamental theorem of calculus, first form. There are basically two forms, but in your syllabus, there is only first form. The last unit, uniform convergence. We're studying about point fives and uniform convergence, uniform Cauchy criteria, Weierstrass M-test, power series, Abel's and Abel's theorems applications. And the essential reading is the book by Denlinger. If you remember, students, we referred to this book only in the previous semester, so we'll be continuing with this same book. And occasionally we'll refer to the suggestive readings, the book by Bartel and Sherbert and Kenneth Ross. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I think Dr. Sunita Saikia from History Department is now able to join. So,
yeah, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Actually, I'm still trying to, learn this new device I'm using, and I'm not able to.
No problems.
Yeah, can you please? Yeah, it's saying that I can start my screen only when the other participant cannot.
Sir,
I cannot start. Yeah. Yeah, just a second. Trying to present.
Thank you.
Is my screen visible?
No, I'm not able to see the screen.
It's still buffering. Okay, so is it visible now?
Yes, a screen has come, but the presentation is still not there.
Yeah, just a second.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry about this. I have been, so nicely, I was sitting for 1 hour, and then when the time came for me to present, it just
No, it happens.
Went off. Okay. Is it visible now?
Yes.
The presentation?
Yes. The presentation is visible.
Okay. So good afternoon, students. I'm really sorry about this. So this is Dr. Sunita Saikia from the Department of History. And today I'm here to present my generic elective course. And this is actually GE1 from our department. We are presenting this for the 5th semester. And as you can see the title here, it's the 20th century world history from 1900 to 1945. And this picture aptly describes why this year is considered as a watershed in international history as well as politics. So this course has 4 credits. As you can see, you have 3 lectures here and 1 tutorial per week. And then let's move on to the second slide. And after sitting through this 45-hour course, you'll be able to define what is world history, especially in the context of the 20th century. And then you will also be able to tell the difference between terms like imperialism and colonialism. And you will be able to understand the other key concepts in international history like modernity, economic crisis, revolutions, anti-colonial struggles, which lead to the gradual process of decolonization in history. And then you will also be able to comprehend the causes, events, and consequences of the 2 world wars and understand the 20th century revolutions and dictatorships in their various forms through various case studies. You will also be able to appreciate why and how the world changed in the first half of the 20th century And finally, it's very relevant that you grasp the current global dynamics to become a better world citizen. And this course will motivate you to further explore the lasting effects of the events of the period in question. So now a quick run through the syllabus of our course. In the first unit, you will get an overview about the concepts that I have already mentioned a while ago. And now coming to the second unit, here we'll talk about the causes and the consequences of the First World War. As far as the causes of the First World War are concerned, we will look at how imperialism and colonialism brought about a sense of nationalism amongst the colonized countries and the alliances that were formed by various countries of the world and not just Europe. And then let's come to the consequences. Here we'll talk about the various treaties that were signed by these countries and the formation of the League of Nations. And then we'll talk about the territorial changes that happened in Europe with the redrawing of the boundaries and various other political changes in the other parts of the world as well. Now, coming to the third unit, here we'll talk about the causes and effects of the Russian Revolution of 1917. We'll talk about the rise of the Soviet Union and also the debates on socialism and the role of the Communist International or the Comintern. Now, let's come to the fourth unit, where we will discuss about the political and economic changes of the interwar period. We'll talk about the totalitarian regimes like fascism in Italy, Nazism in Germany, militarism in Japan, and the other forms of authoritarianism as that of Spain. Okay, and coming to the last unit, here we'll discuss the Second World War. And the causes of the Second World War are actually a carry forward of the consequences of the First World War itself. So we'll draw a link between the two, and then we'll talk about a few major events of the Second World War. And then finally, we'll look at the consequences of the Second World War, like the formation of an international organization like the UN, the beginning of the Cold War period with the rise of countries like the USA and the USSR, as well as decolonization leading to an end of the vast European empire. So as far as the readings are concerned, the essential and suggested readings are already prescribed in the syllabus provided by the Delhi University, and the examination scheme and mode will be as per that which the examination branch of our university informs us from time to time. So if you have any queries, you can reach out to me in my email ID provided here, and that's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Next, we have Department of Physics. Dr. Raghavendra is going to present for the Department of Physics.
I'm audible, ma'am?
Yes, yes, you are audible. Your screen is also visible.
Good evening, one and all. Myself, Dr. Raghavendra Vimuri. We are offering general GE introductory to astronomy. And this course mainly focus as a fundamental of the astronomy. In this, we will be having is course distribution, credit distribution is this is 4 credit course, lecture is 3 and tutorial is 1. There is no practical, there is no prerequisite. Mainly discuss about how the introduction, basic parameter of the stars, astronomical instruments, what are the instruments that are used to look for in this astronomy, and sun and the solar system, the physical galaxies, and astronomers who are working in Indian scientists. The learning of this course is mainly of undergraduate students to know the wonders of the universe. This will help the astronomers understand the mysteries of the universe and geometry and physics. They will be also keen to know how an Indian scientist, their contribution to astronomy, starting from the ancient times to the present computer era, modern era. This is where we're having the basics of astronomical phenomena of yearly, how the stars is rotation, how the galaxy, nebula, how the works, the planets, how the light years, and completely details of the information. This course is a pre-purpose as the school level of understanding of mathematics basics. It will be useful. The mainly course learning outcomes is the student will gain the understanding of different types of telescope, yearly motion of the astronomical objects, and the coordinate systems of the transformations, components of the solar system, how it is evaluated, and how as a black hole is started, how a wormhole, theoretical structure like wormhole will have a basic idea of this course. And students can be known to the only the basic fundamental of the current research and detection of the exoplanets. We know our Earth is suitable for us. Other than Earth, what are the planets which can be explored? We can be knowing the basic information, different galaxies of the Milky Way, and distribution of the chemical compounds of interstellar medium, astrophysical conditions. And this is internet-based astronomy and the collaborative citizen astronomy projects. And we'll be discussing, we consist of the 6 units in this. We'll having 3 theory classes and 1 tutorial class. And we don't have any practical for this course. And it is not advanced astronomy. It is only an introduction to astronomy. It will give a basic idea. If any student is interested, it will give a basic idea of how astronomy will be useful. Thanks all. This is my mail ID. I'll share the details of this course in this chat box. Chat box.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you,
ma'am. Students, I request you to please fill the feedback form. It has been shared in the chat box again. So please fill the feedback form. Next, is there anyone from the Department of Political Science?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So, Raghavendra sir, please stop your screen. Yes.
Sir, your voice is very low. I can't hear. You may start the screen sharing, sir.
Ma'am, my voice is audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Am I audible?
Yes.
And
the
Thank you, ma'am. Okay. So, this is Lakshmi Reddy. As a part of the generic elective for the 5th semester, the Department of Political Science is offering the governance issues and challenges. Now, 1 minute. Yeah. So, as a part of the 5th semester GE, the Department of Political Science is offering governance issues and challenges. So, before going to the course, so we have to know the meaning of the governance. So, the concept of governance, it is the quality of the services and functions which has delivered by the government with efficient manner to improve the quality of the people's situation in the present country. That is called governance. So the title itself indicating governance issues and challenges. So while we are studying this course, we have to know the difference of issues and challenges. The issues are which is already existed within the system. It is already fixed. So how we can overcome, and the challenges are what we are facing with the present system. It is called challenges. So as a meaning of this governance, so maybe we can get some small idea of what the paper deals. So the paper deals the various changing dimensions of the governance, especially in the contemporary world. So whenever we are mentioning the contemporary world, there is a need of to understand especially in the context of globalizing world, that is administration, how it will works, and environment, what is the policies we are going to implement, and what are the developmental strategies. So these all are coming to in the concept of governance. So these contemporary issues, we are exploring the various ideas and new initiatives which are implemented in our country by the concept of good governance. So now we can come into the picture of what is the governance. So the concept of governance, it is more important than the government, because the concept of government, it includes various functions and as well as the various structures, process, and it is responsive to the citizens opinions and giving the importance for the people's participation as well as in the process of decision making. This is called the concept of governance. So these are the objectives what I have explained right now.
Sir, I
So
think
third one is,
sir, I think the slides are not moving.
ma'am,
We
it
can
is moving from
first
my
slide.
side. Yeah, this is second slide. I think,
No.
is it fine?
No, I can only see the first slide.
Just 1 minute. Ma'am, now?
Yes, now it is
Okay.
visible.
Yeah, actually, I have opened screen sharing from beginning the PPT. Okay, ma'am, sorry. So these are the objectives what I have explained right now regarding the concept of governance. So it is a 4 credits course and 3 credits, 3 hours per week is a teaching classes and 1 hour is meant for the tutorial. So these are the contents which are going to reflecting the what is the course it is. So the first topic is globalization. So in the globalization, the concept of governance, how it is affecting, what is the role of the state, market and civil societies. So these all relations, it has to be explained by the concept of governance. So as a part of the governance, it is the interjunction relation of the state, market and civil society. So the second chapter is the dimensions of the development. So what is the various dimensions? For example, we have taken the principles of SMART, that is security, morality, accountability, and responsiveness, transparency. These are some of the principles they are making in each institution, and it has to be giving as a strengthening to the democracy while people are using the services of the government. So that is the second chapter. Third one is environmental governance. So now we cannot, human is not associated like independent, so he's associated with the environment. So whenever we are thinking about the environmental governance, it is also more important. So for that reason, some of the initiatives it has taken by the government of India, that is green policies to reduce the carbon footprints, right? So some of the green policies which are initiated by the these policies, that for example sustainable developmental goals, right? It has to lead the sustainable human development. So some of the policies which are related to the environment, it is part of environmental governance. Fourth topic is local governance. So as we are aware of, there is 73rd and 74th Constitutional Amendment Act, which is providing the constitutional status to the panchayat to govern themselves. That is self-government. Through that, it has explained various functions and functionaries of the local government, and it is also given the importance for the people's participation in the process of decision making. The fifth chapter is good governance initiatives in India. As a part of the good governance, so government of India has introduced some of the policies, that is, for example, public distribution guarantee system. So second thing is Right to Information Act, Citizen Charter for the public grievances, and some corporate social responsibility as a business that they can serve the civil societies. So some of the initiatives it has explained as a part of the good governance initiatives in India. So after reading these courses, the students has familiar with the what are the some of the initiatives it has introduced by the government to part of the good governance. And also they have more be acquainted in the changing nature of the governance, especially in the contemporary world, with the related to the some of the developmental activities, approaches, and functions, and especially in the field of administration, right? So these are the outcomes of the course. So the total marks of this course is 160. Out of 160, there is an internal assessment called 30 marks. So out of it has to be different internal test for 12 marks, assignment for 12 marks, attendance is 6 marks for the internal assessment. As a part of the continuous assessment, tutorials have the 5 marks. Tutorials attendance is mandatory to get the 5 marks. So remaining 35 marks, it is the club of like presentations, literature review, and group discussion, etc. Whatever time to time we can follow, whichever is feasible to the particular students, we can follow those format. So the final end sem exam is 90 marks. So this is the brief discussion of what total marks distribution. So if you have any queries, doubts regarding to this course, you can reach out to my mail ID, and this is my contact number. So is there any queries? Reach out to me at any time by mailing us. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. So next we have Department of Sanskrit. We have Dr. M. Krishna Rao from Sanskrit Department.
Good morning.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Lakshmi, sir, can you please stop sharing the screen?
Meanwhile, I would like to answer a query. Students are posting in the Q&A box that they are not being able to see physical education's GE in the drop-down list on the ERP portal. Students, this GE has limited number of seats and seats are full. That is why the option is not visible now. All right. Thank you.
And students, you may please also fill the feedback form. I'll share the link again in the chat box.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Your screen is also visible.
Okay. Good afternoon, all of you. We are Department of Sanskrit. We are offering G12 Ancient Indian Polity. So इसमें total there is a like total 4 grade course. Among them 3 lecture and 1 tutorial. And my screen move हो रही है? Okay, thank you. So there are 4 units total course, and among them we will इसमें हम क्या करेंगे कि एंशियंट इंडियन पॉलिटी क्या होती है, उसका बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर कैसा उसका स्ट्रक्चर है, उसके बारे में हम लोग इसमें जानेंगे. एंड इसमें जो एंशियंट इंडियन पॉलिटी में क्या क्या सोर्सेस जो टेक्स्ट हैं, लाइक वी विल स्टडी अबाउट द वैदिक संहिता, महाभारत, पुराना, अर्थशास्त्र. सो इसके बारे में इसमें कैसे इंडियन पॉलिटी के बारे में डिस्कशन किया गया उसके बारे में जानेंगे. एंड उसके अलावा जो एंशियंट इंडियन पॉलिटी के जो टर्म्स हैं, लाइक दंड नीति, अर्थशास्त्र, धर्मशास्त्र, राजशास्त्र, नीति शास्त्र, देयर आर लाइक नंबर ऑफ टर्म्स फॉर यूजिंग द एंशियंट इंडियन पॉलिटी. सो वी विल डिस्कस अबाउट these terms also. And later on यूनिट 2 में हम लोग जो सोर्सेस के बारे में पढ़ेंगे. इसके अलावा सभा क्या होता है, समिति क्या होती है, विधाता. सो दिस काइंड ऑफ जो पार्लियामेंट्री इंस्टीट्यूशंस है उसके बारे में हम लोग वहां पढ़ेंगे. और एंशियंट इंडियन इसमें वहां पर हम लोग पीरियड वाइज भी स्टडी करेंगे, लाइक एंशियंट टू बुद्ध तक के क्या इंडिया में स्ट्रक्चर रहा उसके बारे में पढ़ेंगे. लेटर ऑन हम लोग नेचर ऑफ स्टेट क्या होता है, स्टेट्स के बारे में, जैसे वहाँ अर्थशास्त्र में कैसे डिस्कशन किया गया, लेटर ऑन मनुस्मृति में क्या डिस्कशन किया गया, और उसके स्पेशल रेफरेंस ऑफ लाइक सप्तांग थ्योरी के बारे में हम लोग डिस्कस करते ही हैं, जिसको हम यूनिट 3 में भी पढ़ेंगे. जैसे सप्तांग थ्योरी में हम लोग उसमें जैसे राज्य क्या होता है, समिति क्या होता है, जनपद क्या होता है, पूर्व क्या होता है, ऐसा लाइक काइंड ऑफ देयर आर सप्तांग थ्योरी. दिस इज वेरी फेमस थ्योरी इन एंशिएंट इंडियन पॉलिटी, जिसको कंटेम्प्रेरी में उसको हम लोग कंपैरिजन करके स्टडी करेंगे. लेटर ऑन द ड्यूटीज ऑफ द किंग. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir, you are audible, but your screen, we are not able to see the screen now.
Okay. Just wait, ma'am. Might be there is some problems. मैम आई एम नॉर्मली आई विल टेल जस्ट मैं ऐसे बोल दूंगा ठीक है मैम
ठीक है सर, हाँ कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं।
कृष्णा राव जी, ये बच्चे पूछ रहे हैं कि संस्कृत जी का पेपर कौन सी लैंग्वेज में लिखना होगा और कौन सी लैंग्वेज में पढ़ाया जाएगा। हाँ जी।
ओके एक इसके अलावा हम लोग स्टेट ऑफ थ्योरीज के बारे में पढ़ेंगे वेलफेयर ऑफ द स्टेट लाइक उसमें वेलफेयर ऑफ स्टेट में स्टेट का क्या उसमें कंट्रीब्यूशन होता है एज ए किंग का क्या रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होना चाहिए एज ए डेमोक्रेसी में पीपल हम लोग है तो उसमें क्या हम लोग का कंट्रीब्यूशन होता है तो इस तरह जो बहुत सारे विषय हैं जो बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग वे में हम इसको डिस्कशन करेंगे इसके अलावा टाइप्स ऑफ थ्योरीज ऑफ द स्टेट जिसमें हम लोग सप्तांग थ्योरी और इसके अलावा जो राज्य कितने प्रकार के होते हैं जिसमें हम लोग वैराज्य महाराज्य साम्राज्य इस तरह नंबर ऑफ राज्य के बारे में डिस्कशन किया गया है और कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ द जो वेलफेयर के स्टेट में एसेंशियल क्वालिटीज के बारे में डिस्कशन करेंगे ही इसके अलावा जो एंशिएंट पॉलिटिकल में जो थ्योरी से इसके प्लस जो पॉलिटिकल थिंकर्स रहे हैं उसके बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे जैसे हमने मंडल सिद्धांत क्या है शाटगुन इज वेरी फेमस कॉन्सेप्ट जिसमें संधि विग्रह यान इसको काइंड ऑफ आज की दृष्टि में इंटरनेशनल रिलेशन के साथ कैसे इंडिया के साथ कैसे इंटरनेशनल रिलेशन कैसे फॉर्म करता था सेम वे एंशियंट में भी शाटगुन्य का बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग वे में इसको डिस्कशन किया गया है उसके बारे में हम लोग इसमें पढ़ेंगे जो इसमें स्पेसिफिकली फॉर ऑल जो हम लोग स्टूडेंट्स हैं इनके लिए बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग वे में इसको पढ़ाया जाएगा और इसका एक एंशियंट में क्या व्यू ऑफ पॉइंट्स रहा है पॉलिटिकल का उस समय भी इसका कई लोग बोलते हैं कि इसमें कोई एंशियंट में इस तरह कोई डिस्कशन नहीं था लेकिन इसके बारे में बहुत अच्छा डिस्कशन किया गया है तो हम लोग ये सारा विषय जो है आने वाले समय में आपके साथ पढ़ेंगे मैं इसको एज एम कृष्णा राव मैं आपके साथ ये कोर्स पढ़ाने वाला हूँ और हाँ अभी जैसे दीप्ति मैम क्वेश्चन रिगार्डिंग पूछा है इसमें आप एनी लैंग्वेज चूज कर सकते हैं लाइक यू कैन राइट इन दिस क्वेश्चंस आंसरिंग इन इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज आल्सो आइदर इन संस्कृत और हिंदी यू हैव ए ऑप्शंस एंड आप लोग उसको ऑप्शन चूज कर सकते हैं एंड बहुत आप सभी के लिए अच्छा कोर्स है और अभी आपको हम ऑलरेडी हमने व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप बना दिया है और आपके साथ अभी स्क्रीन शेयर कर दूंगा इसके अलावा मैं अपना कॉन्टेक्ट डिटेल्स भी आपको ग्रुप में शेयर अभी मैसेज बॉक्स में मैं आपको सेंड कर दूंगा you can contact me directly thank you very much
Thank you, sir. Next we have Department of Statistics. Dr. Nagendra Kumar is there from the Department of Statistics.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. The screen is visible, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Nagendra Kumar, Department of Statistics. This semester, Department of Statistics is offering introduction to statistical linear models as a GE general elective. This course, the credit distribution of this course is 4 credits, 3 lectures, and 1 practical. This paper contains theory as well as practical. This course provides a comprehensive introduction to statistical linear models for students without strong statistical background. They will learn to study and apply linear models on real-world problems. Okay, what is the main purpose of linear models? The main purpose of linear model is to identify a relationship between dependent variable and one or more independent variables. One or more independent variable. So, So dependent variables, I will show you this is the linear equation. Y is equal to beta naught plus beta 1 x1 plus epsilon. This is the linear equations. So here y is the dependent variable and here is x is the independent variable, or y is denoted as outcome variable and another variable is the response variable. So x independent variable, also known as explanatory variable. So if you change in one unit in independent variable, what is the change in the dependent variable? We are going to identify that, right? So on beta naught is the intercept and beta 1 is slope and epsilon is the error component. So here, I will give you one example. Here, identifying the what type of relation between those two variables, dependent variable as well as independent variable. For example, if you want to predict house price by using linear models to predict the house price based on the some independent variables like size of the house, location of the house, and number of bedrooms. Yeah, these are the independent variables to affecting the dependent variable, right? And one more example, if you want to model, analyze customer expenditure, yes, customer expenditure, it's depending on the some independent variables like income, age of the person, and location, etc. These are the independent variables to affecting the expenditure, right? Yeah, here the main purpose of linear model is identifying the relationship between the dependent variable and one or more independent variables. Okay, all right. So linear model have a wide range of applications across the various fields. For example, business. If you want to predict stock market or sales or revenue, yes, apply linear models. Yes, you are able to predict what is the stock market price today's, what is the sales and demand, different items. Coming to another example, it is used in economics. If you want to build economic growth, yeah, they will use linear models. If you want to forecast, weather forecast, if you want to forecast anything, they are using the linear models. It will use very useful in every discipline. Right? Linear models play a very important role in healthcare sector. So if you want to predict, if you want to build any model related to the patient's outcomes, disease risk, or treatment effectiveness, or the lifestyle of the persons, they will use linear models. In marketing, coming to the marketing analysis, they are predicting the customer behavior and market trends. They're using the linear models, and different fields, and most of the fields are corporate sectors and medical field, and research and development, government policies, marketing, sports analytics, environmental sciences, and social sciences. Everyone are using these linear models. These are some few examples of many areas where linear models can be applied. The main purpose is to identify the relationship between the variables. Okay, some more types of linear models: simple linear regression models and multiple linear regression models, generalized linear regression models. Simple linear regression model in your model or in your data, only one independent variable, use the simple linear regression model. For example, if you have in your data more than one independent variables, then use multiple linear regression model like this. Yeah. Coming to the, these are the objectives of learning objectives. Understand the basic concept of statistical linear model and apply linear models to the practical problems, interpret and communicate linear model results. Coming to the course content, this course is divided into 4 units. The first unit, you will learn about introduction of linear model. In this first unit, we will cover all the basics of linear models. And coming to the second unit, distribution of quadratic forms. Just some extension of first unit. And coming to the third unit, you will learn about regression analysis. In this, we'll estimate the future values by using the different models, simple linear regression model, multiple linear regression model, and estimation and different and testing of hypothesis and confidence intervals, and etc. These models are very useful in real life situations. Yeah. If you want to analyze any data, these are made. It plays very important role in every research, and if you want to submit any project, it will useful to you. Coming to the fourth unit, yes, you will learn about analysis of variance. In this unit, we'll discuss about the one-way analysis and two-way analysis of classification. We'll just in this unit, just we are comparing the means. If you have more than one groups, we are going to apply analysis of variance. Of completion, by the end of this course, a student will able to apply statistical linear model to practical problems. They can communicate findings effectively. Yeah. These are the learning outcomes. Distribution of quadratic forms, different distributions of the different quadratic forms are you learn. And simple and multiple linear regression models and their applications, and analysis of variance and under fixed effect models. If you want to the main this paper is useful to the every student, every discipline. If you want to write any research paper, you need to incorporate some statistical techniques, and these models are very useful for doing research. And if you want to submit any thesis or any project, you are able to do your analysis your own after completion of this. And if you want to be a data analyst, or if you want to be a data scientist, these models are very play a very important role in the data scientist and data analyst. So it will be useful to your career, no doubt. I will recommend you all to opt this paper. Definitely, you will be benefited. Thank you. If you have any queries, please contact me, and if you have any further clarification about this paper, please contact Professor Muktigans sir, Department of TIC, teacher in charge, Department of Statistics. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I will request Dr. Satish from Department of Sociology to please present.
Hello, this is Satish.
Hello, sir. Please present.
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen. My screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wonderful. Hello, good evening, everyone. Department of Sociology is offering general elective understanding development. The objectives of this course are to introduce diverse process of development from a sociological viewpoint, to familiarize students with ideas, theories, and practices of development, and to acquaint students with trajectory and experience of development in post-colonial in India. Before going further, I would like to explain to you, like most of the students in social sciences, the debate on development is a perennial thing. What exactly is the debate? What exactly is the meaning of development? Is the development is meeting minimum basic needs is defining concept of development is the first and foremost question that strikes for any individual. Now India is actually crossed that barrier, but still are we developed or under development? Are a kind of and still in the process of development. These are very serious questions that keep us haunting throughout. It's not just Indian case; it's also a case of third world nations. Now the case so-called development countries are also questioning themselves how development are there. Okay, if we go into next level, there are just 3 units in this course. One is like unpacking development, which predominantly focuses on what exactly is development. Most of the preliminary or most of the initial defining dimensions of development are dominated by Western models of development. Like they had narrowed down the meaning of development to material needs or meeting certain basic needs. But the question is, can we sustain that old definition of development even now? We have Rist Gilbert, whose exclusive article, which brings about all the discourse, the historical context, Western origins to global faith. And he critically examines the concept of development, tracing its historical roots and exploring how it has become a global faith. And he questions the Western centric models. And in the 21st centuries, how relevant are they? And where should we go? Into the next discourse is the first unit debate. And the second unit debate is a predominantly a theoretical debate which focuses on modernization theory, dependency theory, world system theory. These are like very dominant theoretical structures for any social science students to have a brief understanding, without which it would be difficult to understand any discourse of some social sciences. See, modernization theory is a 21st century theory which predominantly focuses, or which is like mostly shows that societies move from traditional to modern societies, and that entire discourse is like decided by Western models or by Western style economic political systems. Okay, dependency theory is another important critical theory which is actually criticizing modernization theory, which came from 1960s, and it questions how the entire structure of development paradigm has been, how and what I should say, how certain countries are made to depend on some other countries. And there's one more important theoretical structure, world systems theory, which was done by Emmanuel Wallerstein in 1970s. How entire structure of economy is going across the globe. These three theories will give a clear cut, if not clear cut, a beautiful structure how discourse of development is going across the globe. And next comes development as a freedom. This is another theoretical framework of Amartya Sen, an Indian who got Nobel Prize. How is freedom is linked to development? So individuals require political freedom, opportunities based freedom. He needs freedom to decide what kind of development one needs. Is it material acquisition is the development, or some for some countries it is not material acquisition that means development. They have different definitions of development. So Amartya Sen has put actually he redefined the meaning of development, moving us, keeping, I mean, like pushing us away from Western model. Okay, and he one important theme, capability approach, which is like a very pioneering concept even in economics, given by Amartya Sen, which we will be looking in these discourses. The other important thing is like centric development. For a large period of time, or for that matter, in the present context, how gender becomes central in the development discourse at the level of policy, at the level of execution, even that we will be looking at. Third important theme is de-essentializing development. Is it mandatory to essentialize development? Is the question that rises this theoretical framework. And we have Kalyan Sanyal, who actually brings out a reading on rethinking capitalistic development and primitive accumulation, which helps us to look into what is primitive accumulation, what is capitalistic accumulation, and the entire discourse that has been developed to be treated as development. All such critical debates we will be examining through this. Just to have a rough idea, this is like our syllabus: unpacking development, theorizing development, where we will be looking at modernization, dependency, and world system theory, gender, ecology, and development theory, development as freedom, de-essentializing development, and last most important is development history, practice, and alternatives. So here we will be looking at alternative models of development. This is a brief brief discourse on what exactly we are trying to see in this course. Okay, and what are the important outcomes of this course? Identify and understand different ideas and approaches to development. So we will be looking at different different social scientists' ideas of development and approaches they use to understand development discourse. And we will be examining the discourse of development in relation to the development institutions, actors, policies, and theories. And next, analyze key features of development process in post-colonial India. So what happened in post-colonial India? We have Partha Chatterjee's a very beautiful writing which speaks about what is happening in post-colonial India. Evaluate development practice in different locations, momentums, and contexts. We will be evaluating what exactly is developing, or we will be actually criticizing or questioning, and we will be actually making an inquiry into what exactly is happening in the name of development. Okay. If you have any queries, you can get back to me. I will be teaching this course. Okay. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Next we have Tamil department. Srinivasan, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Good evening, everybody. I am Professor Srinivasan from Tamil department. Our department this semester's allocating one paper, that is specific literary terms in Tamil. This paper is 4 credits, total 4 credits, and 3 for theory and 1 for tutorial. The eligibility criteria of this course is 12th class pass. And some prerequisite of course also is there. That is for students who have studied the Tamil language up to 10th standard and above. This is the prerequisite criteria. The learning objectives of this course is the course offers glimpse into the existing world literary terms, critical theories, and the points of view that are Are you getting me?
Yes, sir. Now it broke for a while, and
Yeah. And the syllabus of this course is containing the following 5 units. The first unit is definition, identification, and usage of literary techniques in Tamil literature. The second unit is comparison of literary techniques with the East and West. The third unit is essential terms, metaphor, smile, analogy, hyperbole, allusion, satire, and irony. Fifth the unit of the forms like Sangam literature, modern poetry, novel, short story, and drama. This is the units of this course. And அன்பார்ந்த தமிழ் மாணவர்களே, இந்த கூட்டத்தில் உங்களை வரவேற்பதில் மிக்க மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகிறேன். என்னுடைய பெயர் பேராசிரியர் சீனிவாசன், தமிழ் துறை. உங்களுக்கு இந்த 5வது பருவத்தில் முக்கியமான அல்லது சிறப்பு வாய்ந்த தமிழ் இலக்கிய தன்மைகளை குறித்து நீங்கள் படிக்க இருக்கிறீர்கள்.
Sir, we can't hear you.
Yeah. Are you getting me?
Now we can hear you.
And okay. மாணவர்களே, இந்த பாடத்தை சீனிவாசன் என்கின்ற நான் உங்களுக்கு வைத்துவிக்க இருக்கிறேன். இந்த பாடத்திட்டமானது இந்த தமிழ் இலக்கியத்தினுடைய முக்கியமான அழகியல் கூறுகளை உங்களுக்கு கற்பிப்பதாக இருக்கும். மொழியினுடைய அழகியலை, தமிழ் இலக்கியத்தினுடைய அழகியலை, தமிழ் பண்பாட்டினுடைய அழகியலை நீங்கள் கற்க போகும் வாய்ப்பை இந்த பாடத்திட்டத்தை படிப்பதன் மூலமாக உங்களுக்கு கிடைக்க இருக்கிறது. தமிழ் கற்கின்ற மாணவர்களுக்கு இது ஒரு சிறந்த வாய்ப்பாக அமையும். இது தொடர்பாக நீங்கள் 12ஆம் வகுப்பு வரை நீங்கள் படித்திருக்க வேண்டும். அதோடு
I think the internet connection is very unstable. We can't, sir, the voice is breaking in between. Srinivasan sir, are you there?
Yeah, I am there. I am very much there. There is a technical fault from me or your side?
I don't know, sir. I am not able to hear you in between. I don't know if it is at my end or it is.
Yeah, this is my fault or your fault, I don't know. So
now it is fine. Yeah, now it is fine.
This is my yeah.
Sir, in between your voice is breaking. You are not audible.
Yeah. Okay. Please
you may give your details
to,
and then students can meet you.
Yeah. I will give you the details, and thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Please share the details in the chat box for the students. Students, I once again request you to please fill the feedback form for today's session. It is there in the chat box. I'll share the link again. Okay, so next we have the Department of Telugu. Dr. T. Satish is there with us, representing Telugu department.
Andariki namaste. Namaste to all. For this semester, the Department of Telugu is going to offer the paper Language in Films. Eligibility of this paper is students who have studied Telugu up to 8th standard only, the eligible students for this course. Sri Venkateshwara College is a cluster college. Telugu is available in this college only. That's why the students from other colleges under South Campus can opt this paper. Course objectives: the course will examine the use of Telugu language in the selected films. The student would be trained to critically examine available movie scripts and look at the screening adaptation of the novels and short stories. Mainly focus on representation of Rayalaseema, Telangana and coastal Andhra dialects, socio-cultural aspect in the language used. And the language is the only medium to express the feelings of the human beings. So whoever interested in language studies can opt this paper. If you have any queries in the department. It's finished. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so you can please share the details in the chat box so that the students can contact you. Yeah, thank you. The last department is the Department of Zoology. Dr. Richa Mishra is there to present the G5 paper from their department.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Sunita. Just a moment. Sorry, just. Good evening, everyone. Hello, students. So the Department of Zoology this semester is offering a generic elective paper of concept of animal behavior. To put it simply, you must have just stopped by, looked at an animal and maybe observed a peculiar behavior, or just passing by in the college campus also observed a peculiar behavior of the, dogs that are there in the campus or birds in the campus. So in a nutshell, this paper is going to tell you the significance of the various behaviors that we observe as a layman. But as a science student, what is the basis behind it? So to put it simply, the paper helps you, allows you to ask these questions and then answer why the behavior is so. So it kind of encompasses two kinds of questions: how the behavior is being performed by the various animals, as well as why the behavior is being performed by the various animals that there are. So the eligibility criteria for this course is any student who has passed 12th with biology or biotechnology. So students of botany, biochemistry, even chemistry with biology, or any student who has had a basic understanding of biology in the school is eligible to take up this course. It has practical as well as theory component. The practical in this paper is one of the most interesting ones because it allows you to interact with animals. Here, obviously, the animals are not to be harmed. So it will be the physical touching or the experiments will be limited to wood lice and earthworm, for which we perform it with live animals and then we send it back to the environment. And the theory component in general is going to encompass about four broad kind of behaviors. One is what we know as instinct, which has implications in human behavior also. So obviously the paper is animal behavior, where the model system or the behavior is being observed for non-human animals, but it has larger implication and parallels are being drawn from for many years now by the scientists to draw parallels with human behavior. The focus of this paper will be the various distinct kind of behaviors shown by different animals, which will be broadly innate behavior, which is like an inborn behavior. Then learning, what kind of learning the animals do, and that is how there are certain animals which can be trained well, and then obviously they are used for various purposes. Dogs, for example, is a very nice example that we have. Then social behavior. So like humans, animals also have different degrees of sociality. In fact, there are, like in case of honeybees, which you must have seen in the environment, they are eusocial animals, so they live as a unit, and how living as a unit is very important for their survival. And then the fourth aspect is sexual behavior, where the answer of why male and female organisms look different. So sexual dimorphism and the various competitions related to that, and the sexual conflict connected with the having two different kinds of gender. So all these different aspects help us understand how a behavior is being performed and why the behavior is being performed in terms of its evolutionary significance. So by the end of this paper, you will be able to scientifically analyze a behavior, describe it, explain it, and then its implications obviously will be better understood of how a behavior can be predicted and obviously how it can be modulated. So the scope and significance, apart from having to read a core paper of zoology department, the other aspects in terms of like career aspects or what kind of expertise that you are going to gain is how this can be implicated for animal behavior, obviously, or animal welfare. Then this behavior is very much important for conservation and understanding the evolution of species, of how a particular kind of behavior helps in our survival. Then this also has broader implications. So that will be touched upon briefly by when we'll be doing the practicals as well as the theory classes, that how this animal behavior aspects can be drawn parallels with the human society and the human behavior in general. And this paper also makes a basis for clinical psychology. So it would have been very interesting also for social sciences students, but the eligibility here is if you have had biology as a paper in school, then you're most welcome. Otherwise, any science student who has had biology at college, school level will benefit a lot from reading a very different kind of paper which has fieldwork involved, and even as a general science student, it will be a very interesting aspect of looking and interacting more closely with the animals, live animals. So this is all. If you are interested, I hope you are interested and giving it a serious thought, then please do join the WhatsApp group. I have already circulated the posters which has the syllabus, but Dr. Sunita has already posted my number and the email ID. So if you have any questions, I'll be very happy to answer them for you. And I hope to see you all on class next week. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Sunita.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Richa. I think
I'll just stop
presentations from different departments of the college. So students, I request you again to please fill the feedback form before you leave. And last but not the least, I would like to thank our principal for permitting us to conduct this online orientation session for semester 5 students. I would also like to thank IQAC Criteria 1 coordinator, Dr. Deepti Jain, who has always, behind us in working of all the things related to Criteria 1 and also the orientation sessions that are organized for the, benefit of the students. I would also like to thank the Criteria 1 team, Dr. Rekha, Dr. Jhansi, Dr. Rajbir, and Dr. Chandrasekhar. And I would also like to thank all the teachers from the various departments who have, taken up time from their schedule, and they have, come here to present their G5 papers to so that the students can make an informed choice regarding the G5 papers that they can choose. And I would also like to thank the students who have, attended this session for the G5 papers. And a special thanks goes to the ICT team who has helped us in organizing this session very nicely. So thank you one and all. Thank you so much.